Welcome to the caffeinated version of going through the BST40, the JD jetting kit for the DR650. Let's get into it right now. If you're here, you want a sped up version of tearing down the carb, looking at the upgrades done in the JD kit. If you want a slower version, maybe you're not as used to the BST40, then search out the same title name, just with Express not in the name, and that might be better for you. Okay, welcome to the Express version of tearing down this carburetor, putting in the JD jetting kit, and just the basics of the carb. If you're used to this carb, you probably don't need this video and you can probably just go by the instructions. But if you're in the middle, then hopefully this helps. I'm not doing a TM40 in the build. I explained it in the slow version. I've thought about it. It's a great carb. I'm just not doing it right now. It suits the channel to go with the simpler carb for right now. We might get into the TM later. So hopefully that's enough for you guys. I really don't want to get into why I'm not going with it. Just stick with me on this. And if you guys can provide feedback on the TM40 for guys who are looking to do the upgrade, any negatives, positives, what your riding style is, post it in the comments and I'd really appreciate it. But let's get into this. So we're going to remove the top first. Normally on the top cover, as well as on the float bowl, you're going to have JIS, the Japanese style Phillips. I recommend swapping them out for Allen heads. Allen heads will come in the kit for you. They're non-stainless. You can buy stainless ones. Unscrew both. Top cover comes off. Take out the spring. Be careful on the diaphragm. Pull from the center. Whole thing will come out with the needle. Watch for this. It's a small rubber O-ring. They like to end up on the floor. Inside the slide, you have the needle. Drop it out. Slide can go away. Then you have the needle. The aftermarket ones have color coding on the top. It depends on temperature. Refer to the instructions. The stock needle has no settings up top for the clip to go to. The clip goes on one place. It also has the white spacer. The white spacer comes off the stock one if you're dealing with the stock carb. And then by instruction, pick what color you want, and then figure out what clip level you need it to be on. Clip level is top down, and then put the spacer back on. So it goes top, E-clip, spacer. The other one you can store with the stock carb that you're not using, or sorry, the stock needle that you're not using. Flip the carb over. The bolts for the bowl are also going to be JIS, but with the kit you get Allen's for here as well. If you're new to float bowls, there is a drain on the side, drains out here. Run the tube into a catch bowl or a bucket, whatever you want. Comes from here, open it, drain it, close it when it's drained. Make sure that the petcock is in an off position so you're not feeding this thing from your fuel tank. And just make sure that's clean. It does have a gasket. The gasket is keyed, so you can only put it in one way. If you have fuel coming out from here and it's leaking, usually someone has pinched the gasket, or the gasket is just flat, old, and worn and not sealing properly. These will come in a gasket kit. Next is your main jet. It's the top one here. Take it out with a flathead. If you're unaware, main jets are labeled on the top. Use a magnifier. It'll tell you what size it is. This one's a 150, which is what I need. Beneath that is the collar. It just pulls off. Next is your float. Float gauges the height of fuel in the bowl. Grab the top and the sides. Don't compress the tang, and it'll pop out. It's held in by these O-rings essentially. The float should be free. That's going to set, again, your fuel level. It interacts with the tang. The tang sets the height that these are going to go to, and the fuel valve that's in there as well. The fuel valve looks like a mixture screw in a way, and it just, as the floats go up, it pushes this, seals the fuel valve, stops fuel coming from the tank into the carb bowl. You want that to interact and seal properly. If it doesn't, you could have fuel going out, fuel drain, like a carb bowl drain. Just make sure it's healthy. These come in carb rebuild kits, as do the O-rings if you have any failures. Beneath there is the pilot. The pilot is included in the kit. It's a 42.5. Use a small flathead. You can unscrew it. I'm not going to do it. It comes out the same as the main. So just unscrew that, lift it out, Double check on the side. It'll have the actual size of it. Make sure it's a whatever size. 42.5 is in the kit. That's what I'm using. It's going to go back in. Then with the main in, the float assembly back in. So when it comes to modifications, I've put the 150 jet in, which is different from stock. The 42.5 pilot is in there. When it comes to the slide, the JD kit includes a drill bit. In the slide, you'll see two holes. The center one is for the needle. The side hole is like a relief, and that gets drilled out with the drill bit that's included. I've already measured. This one has been drilled with this bit, so it's good to go. When you reassemble, make sure that you have done the E-clip on the right position, that the spacer is on the bottom of the E-clip, and then you feed the needle back in. Make sure the needle goes through the center hole, not the side hole like it sometimes wants to. Then you can place it back in. The slide is keyed. You can't put it in incorrectly, but just make sure that the needle goes down and seats where it should, so everything slides in nice. Don't force it. Make sure to check the top of the diaphragm. Place your little O-ring back in. There's only one recessed part where it fits, so you can't get it wrong. Spring. Spacer goes down. And then the cap, make sure that the guide in the cap goes on to the spring or in the spring, and that the vacuum port is in the right position. And screw everything back down. Okay, in terms of upgrades, actually we'll start with the idle speed control. So this here, if you screw it in, it acts on this cam the same as your throttle cables do, which will rotate the butterfly. So if you screw this in, it will incrementally open that, increasing or decreasing your idle. You want to be at 14 to 1500 RPM. If you adjust this, just adjust it slightly, blip the throttle to let it sort of equalize, and make sure to check that setting there. Don't do huge adjustments, just adjust it in small increments. When it comes to the mixture screw, so the BST40 normally is capped off with a brass plug. In the kits, they'll give a drill bit that allows you to drill just past the plug. They'll include a screw. The screw gets embedded into the brass and enables you to have something to pop the plug out. Beneath the plug, you have the mixture screw. The mixture screw has a slot head on the top for adjustment. It looks the same as this extended mixture screw that I think is from ProCycle, and it'll be in there. Typically, you want it 2 turns out from seated on the DR650. Don't overseat them, like don't crank them in there. On mixture screws, sometimes they come with a slight keying to them or a depression, so you can adjust them easily. This one doesn't. I take a Dremel and I just cut a slit in it so I can easily tell visually and by feel, so I can nail that 2 turns out and be accurate with what we're adjusting, especially if you can't see it underneath the bike. It just helps a bit. It's a quick, easy mod. And the last mod is the pull type choke. I've deleted the choke, or the stock one, the cable and the control up at the handlebars, and I'm installing a pull type choke. So it's got the same end. Be careful of the needle that you don't damage it. Put it in carefully, and then it just screws in. Tighten it down gently, and then now your choke is this. It has a retainer, so you can pull it and leave it until you don't need choke anymore, and then it'll pop back in. Hopefully this helps, and this is the sped up version. If you want a much slower version where we go through bit by bit, I have that video. Look for the same title, just with Express not in the name. And again, this is the JD Jetting Kit. You can buy it at ProCycle in the States, Bushpig Performance in Canada. I'm not sure where else worldwide. You're going to get a number of jets with it, so you'll have the jet that you need. Carry your spare jets with you as you go, because with different elevations, you may need a different main. You should probably take the blue needle as well. depending on temperature, if you might need it in your travels. And I hope this helps. If I've missed something, it's probably because this is the express caffeinated version, and hopefully I cover it in the slow one. Companies like JD Jetting and ProCycle, as well as Dynajet, I believe, make kits for this. All of them provide their own instructions. Make sure to refer to the instructions on what's in the kit and that you have everything. They also go through the mains and when you should use each type. They'll go through the temperatures, elevations. You'll know exactly what you're looking for a base setup, as well as what you should be taking on your trip based on where you're going, or if you just want to be a planner, I would just take everything. They also say that you need to do the airbox mod. If you haven't seen that before, I do cover that in the overview video of the bike to show that someone had done the airbox mod. If you want a clean cut template, go to ProCycle. They have a template on their version of the kit that you can template and paste onto your airbox and cut it out properly with a nice cut. All right, thanks for coming along. We have a bunch of packages that showed up today, getting more of the kit going. I'm still waiting on the main lights. I just need to wait for it to clear the border. We have Warp 9 order coming. I think that's it for everything that's coming in. Everything else should be here. Big order from Bushpig Performance here in Canada. Some stuff from ProCycle, which is good. I have to send the rear shock back to Cogent. That could be another delay. There's something wrong with it. I can't figure out what it is. I'm going to send it back to the pros. They're going to reset it for what I'm looking for on this build for my weight, luggage, and riding styles. I think we'll start into maybe the tail and the tail lighting next and get everything ready for when Cyclops's signals come. We're doing the TST tail with a bunch of their modulators and whatnot. So we'll get into that. I did it on the previous build. Love that company. It's a really cool kit. So I think I'll do that next, unless I think of something smarter to do, and we'll go from there. Thanks.